Let's bring in our guest this week. You know him, Teofimo Lopez. He's back this weekend over on ESPN. He fights Pedro Campa. He's back. We've been doing this for a while, Teofimo. I think we first met in 2017 or 2018. You were 21 years old. You were talking about how you wanted to knock off Vasily Lomachenko. We were hanging out at a bar doing the show, and some ups, some downs. Just, of course, that's what it's the life of being a boxer. But you're back, and are you better than ever, Teo? How are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling like the greatest right now. You know what I'm saying? Not like a champ no more. We over here becoming the greatest. So, overall, mentally, physically, emotionally, everything, I'm ready to go.
Now, first fight in since November. Some things have changed. Suffered the loss. You said you're not a champ no more. Maybe not, the physical stuff. Your champ mindset. A lot of people are going to ask you, how you're feeling, how you doing since the loss. So I'll start it off and ask you, like, how are you feeling since the loss? All this time off, did you use it to reflect? What were you thinking, and where are you at, mentally?
Where I'm at mentally and everything since my first career loss, I would say I'm at a good state of mind, really. I took the time within those 6, 7 months to really recover. Top rank ESPN, they wanted me back a little bit earlier than August. However, I just made an executive decision to really push on recovering and everything from what happened from my last fight. So, overall, just spending even quality time with my son, fatherhood, which is a huge, big difference for me. But I'm happy with this. I'm so grateful, and I thank God every day for it. And I'm really excited. I haven't seen my son in about 2.5 months, so I'm missing the crawls. I'm missing him on his first walks. However, it's all for a good reason, and God knows why he does what he does. So August 13th, that's what my goal set is right now mentally, and just feel great, man. I really do, better than ever.
Now, going back to last November, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but that's important. It's an important part of your career. Seen fighters say they learn from losses. I've seen fighters say, you know what, I didn't learn anything, or I didn't lose, and that's something that you have said right after the fight. It's something you have said up until this week. Do you think you'll ever come to grips with that fight? Do you think you'll ever, say, what, he got the best of me that night, or is that just, are you in the section, the B section of when a fighter loses, where no, I didn't lose. You know what? I didn't.
No, it's an A section, honestly. Listen, I say when it comes to a split decision and everything, you got to really do your work. You got to do your effort. Like, I did this on myself, though, at the end of it all. I shouldn't have said what I was going to do after 135, after beating Kambosos. So that really dictated the turnaround. If you think about it in a business aspect of everything, okay, how are we able to keep all the belts still in the same unit so that way we don't have Devin Haney to continue to fight for all these different belts? Because once I win, I relinquish all the belts. And then they're going back to every section, just like Josh Taylor is doing right now
Mm-hmm.
with 140 in my division. So it's just things like that. I know I won that fight, especially when it comes to split decisions, man. Definitely. You got to beat the champion. Listen, I think that he didn't do enough, and I'm always going to keep my word on that.
Were you surprised about how easily Haney beat him?
I didn't watch the fight, so I can't. I'm not surprised though. I know how Haney fights. He throws a lot of jabs and just moves around. Nothing really too exciting with in that era, in that area and stuff like that. And a lot of people are talking bad about this fight right now for him. People don't even really want to watch the second rematch. They don't want to watch it because it's just boring. They see the same thing and people fall asleep. When Teofimo fights, you just don't know what you're gonna get with me.
Yeah, it's funny because Kambosos, during the build up to your guys' fight, he was just talking about, I don't like the way this guy talks. He's braggadocious. He's talking too much. But then, like, the tables turned because he was talking like all sorts of crazy stuff in the lead up to the Haney fight. He came in like a couple overweight. He had said it was mind games, it was deception, and it's funny how in the boxing world how quickly things turn around. So it looks like they're gonna fight again. They have to. They're contractually obligated to. You're now at 140 pounds. That's the big thing here. You're the first one to move up from 135 to 140 officially. That's something we've been talking about since, I first met you. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be at 135, but I don't know for how long. Like, you were able to make the weight and obviously become a champion at the weight of unified, undisputed. But now 140 is a whole new chapter for you. Coming off the first loss, now you're a dad. This is like Teofimo 2.0. You know, you're going to 140 with a whole new slew of contenders and, you know, titles that are coming off of the belt, or the waist, I should say, of Josh Taylor. 140 now. What are you feeling about 140, and how quickly do you think you can get to the top of it?
To be real, with 140 and everything, I'm very comfortable. My body feels much better at this weight. I'm not gonna really drain myself to that point. It's so hard to cut muscle once you get to that point of those extra 5 pounds. Those last 5 pounds, those last 2-3 pounds is always hard. So this change and this turnaround, 5 pound difference, I'm very excited. My body, I could tell it's already ready. I believe I'll probably make weight I'll probably be at 140 by Wednesday or Thursday. So before weigh-ins. So I'm already on schedule on that part. And where I see myself, honestly, if, God willing, everything goes well Saturday night, I would definitely love to fight for a world title already in December for my next previous fight. However, we're going to see how the tables play and see who's willing to take that chance with me.
So December is the next one for you?
Yeah. ESPN pay-per-view. Let's
Well,
go.
I was going to ask you about the last fight was on the zone, and that was like a big thing. Oh my God, all the cancelations, Driller, the zone, blah blah blah. But you're back with the ESPN, back with Top Rank, and so what's the
Back
layoff
with
for you?
Disney, baby. Let's go.
What'd you say?
I'm excited. Back with Disney. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy, man. Overall, it's good to be back. It's good to be back here at home and playing in my home field. Really,
But yeah,
you
back in
know,
Vegas.
back in Vegas, back in everything. With with the Top Rank crew and the ESPN crew. I mean, it's lovely. And I know that they're all excited to have me back on board. They need this, and I need this as well. So we need each other at this point, and I'm just excited overall. Everything's coming together as one, and that's what it's all about. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, when you say they need this, what do you mean? Like ESPN needs the Teofimo show?
Yeah, they need the viewerships. They need views.
That's
And the
true.
only one that could really bring the viewerships right now in the game for everybody. I still hold the highest ratings, 4.3 million views for ESPN. I doubled what Terrence Bud Crawford did with against Jose Benavides, who did 2.2. So so basically, just going on that part and just it's all about numbers. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't.
Well, I know
So it's
that.
all
Yeah, as a guy that counts the punches, the stats guy. I mean, I love numbers. Men lie, women lie. Punch stats are never wrong. But 140, there's like Josh Taylor gave up 2 belts. He's fighting Catterall again, maybe. Regis Prograis versus Zepeda. That's for the WBC. WBA has 2 guys that I've never heard of that are fighting for their belt. I don't know what's going on in that division. So I think at 140, I mean, it's a division with a lot of big names, a lot of good fighters. Vacant belts, big fights. I know you said you're coming back December. It's got to be a pay-per-view. So that means that it's got to be a fighter up to the standards that a pay-per-view would be, whether it's like a Josh Taylor or whether it's the Zepeda Prograis winner. Ryan Garcia has recently said, or De La Hoya has said that they're moving on from Tank and he wants to fight you. But I'm going to go through some names at 140, and I want you to give me with a little word association. You give me a little what you think of each guy, all right? We'll start with Josh Taylor.
he a whole bitch, man. That guy's a whole ass bitch. Sorry, but that's just the truth. Even Jack Catterall agrees with me. I mean, we could read that right away.
Jose Zepeda.
Um, to Zepeda, I'll say basic.
Regis Prograis.
Um, Solid.
I remember after Fury Wilder, we were all hanging out at that party after, and Prograis was there, and you guys were kind of like, looked like you guys were friendly, but also kind of like sizing each other up, like who knows, maybe one day we'll fight. And now he's finally getting his another title shot, and he could potentially beat Zepeda. So that's a name like a Regis Prograis Teofimo fight would be fireworks.
Absolutely. Yeah, and he's southpaw. I mean, both guys, Zepeda and Progress is southpaw. I love southpaws, to be honest. I do much better with southpaws than I actually do with orthodox fighters. However, I think it'll be a great turnaround, and congrats to Progress too. I think that's a long overdue wait for him, really,
Yeah.
to fight for the world title. I think that guy deserved it 2 years ago.
Yeah. He went the route Bell, and he was making big money for fights that he was just walking over. So it's good to see him back in the title mix. Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez, stupid.
Why is that?
He fights stupid. He just it's the same. It's just a stupid style, man. He doesn't know what he's really doing there.
Yeah.
He
He
he just he leans, he puts his head forward before he throws the damn punch. It's just stupid.
he seems like someone that's like in between styles. Like he's a brawler at heart, but now getting a little bit older, so it's like, oh wait, I gotta like box a little. And you see like he'll
Yeah,
go back to brawling, and then be like, ah, crap, like what are you doing?
it's stupid.
All right.
Because
Uh,
you can't change that. It's a habit. It's something that he's been doing since the Olympic times, since 2012 Olympic Games and before that. That's his style. The thing is, like anybody that you're seeing right now, Dan,
mhm.
like anyone, any fighter that you're seeing that's trying to change their style in a way, they just can't. It's a habit.
Do you feel
It's
like
a habit.
you went into that first Kambosos fight like this is what I'm gonna do, like this is my style and this is what I'm gonna do,
No, to be honest, I was just surviving in there.
right? Because of the health issues, right?
Yeah. So it's not that's not my game plan. That's not how I fight. I'm always a boxer. I'm someone that definitely knows how to pick my shots and definitely someone that knows what he's doing in there. I know what a fighter's gonna throw before they throw. Literally. Like that's 21 years in the game. I know what I could read off just by the eyes. I never look at a fighter's shoulders or anything. I look at straight at the eyes because that's
Mhm.
where everything's coming from, the brain.
Did you add any new coaches to the stable for this fight? Because I saw some video on Instagram. I was like, oh, I didn't recognize who that was.
No, fuck no. Honestly, I didn't really want nobody I didn't want no assistant coach. I didn't want any of that. My father is my head coach, and we've always been this way since I came out the womb, really. Dynamic duo. And I'm always loyal to that. However, my father, there's certain things that I mean he likes to see from an outside standpoint.
Hmm.
He could do all these things that all these coaches are doing. However, he wants to see my point of view. How
Right.
am I looking? How's my stance? How's everything? He wants to be a perfectionist with me, and I love that. So we brought Jorge Rubio, Cuban trainer. He has trained the likes of Guillermo Rigondeaux, Luke Campbell. I mean, the list could go on and on. He's trained with a lot of top tier athletes.
Will he be in the corner fight night?
Yes, he'll be in the corner. However, my father will be the one that's basically giving me the instructions.
There was a lot of talk or a lot of criticism after the fight, the Kambosos fight. Well, Teofimo needs a new trainer. Teofimo, his dad is not, can only get him to so far. What do you say to that?
Um, they don't know shit about boxing. People don't know what happened there. My own coach, my own father, who never thinks about taking me out of the ring and stuff, was asking me 3 times in the middle of that fight to take me out, to quit, to pull out because he saw my conditions. He saw how bad I was.
Hmm.
So it's just things that people don't know. They're not inside there. They're not in that ring at that moment. So they don't know what I'm feeling. He knows I'm telling him things. He's seen me at my best. He's seen me at my worst. And that's the worst that he's ever seen me. So he knew there was something wrong. He
Right.
just couldn't quite figure it out at that point, at
Yeah,
that moment.
that was a great night. I mean, obviously it was a great night for fight fans. Different for you, obviously. You suffered a loss, but it
No,
was even when you lose, it was great theater. Like being there ringside, it was one of the top fights of the year. It just had everything.
absolutely. Yeah, you got the blood, the sweat, you got the tears, you got them all, man. And that's part of it,
It's
man. That's
part of the
part of the
game, man. It's part of the
part of
game. It's part of the game, and you learn from it, and you move on.
I'm
And
not mad at I'm not mad at it at all.
good.
And I know that Kambosos is gonna come at 140 because there's nobody else. He's gonna lose to Devin Haney again. That's already written in stone, and no one's gonna care about Kambosos after this. So he's gonna have to come and try to see me at
I
140.
would love to
And
see that again.
and then honestly, he'll be the one dying next. So
That's right. All right. Before we go, last word association, last couple ones. Ryan Garcia.
yeah, what about Ryan Garcia?
What do you
He's
think of
just a
him?
pretty boy, pretty boy.
He had a nice win in his last fight. He was at 140. He's talking about going to 140. Tank fight may not happen.
Fortuna, but hold on, man. Did you guys see Fortuna? Like they weigh these things, man. They know when to grab these guys. He was supposed to fight Fortuna, what, a year ago?
Yeah.
I mean, Fortuna would look flubby. He didn't even look like he was in shape for this fight.
He didn't put forward anything. I was there in the arena. I was like, damn, I was expecting a little more out of Fortuna. But I don't know if that's like Fortuna being past it or Ryan Garcia taking it out of him. Because I thought Garcia looked pretty damn good. I thought, the left hook was there. They're going to the body. De La
He
Hoya's talking about it.
executed. No, he did what he had to do. He had to go out there and show everybody that he has improved since Eddie Reynoso, and he went out there and did what he had to do.
Would
I'm
you
not
want
gonna
to
I'm
see
not
him
gonna take
next?
away from that, huh?
Would you want to see Garcia next? That's a huge fight. That's a pay-per-view fight, you and Ryan Garcia.
I'll see anybody. You know me. I'll take anybody. And honestly, it'd be for whatever. Really, I just don't want. I don't want to hear these guys talking about they try to call me out and make this fight happen, and then when we put it on the table, they overprice themselves.
Right.
And it's just stupid, because then it's like it's not me paying it; it's ESPN and all the everyone else on the stable.
I hear you. All right, man. Well, getting the wrap notification that it's
Don't
time.
be I'm telling you, like these boys, they never won a fucking world title. They haven't won a world title, and they think they're gonna make $10 million and stuff like that because of fans and all that stuff. Nah, bro. Like you gotta know your worth. I I want to see anyone. I want to see. This is how I know these boys don't believe in themselves. You know why, Dan?
What's that?
I tell you why. Because a real fighter knows these fighters. I'm a real ass fighter. And I'll say it like this: when you take the minimum, right? When you take the least amount to fight the number one pound for pound fighter and you beat him, it's because you believed in yourself so much. I want to see if these boys could do the same thing. Take $1 million and fight me. Let's see if you believe in yourself that much. Let's see if you could do that. They don't believe in themselves. They rather just have a safety net of $8-9 million, split the difference, and lose to me. Fine, by all means, but they don't believe in themselves. I already won this game. I won this game already, and they all know it. They all feared Lomachenko. None of them boys wanted to talk about that man. And to this day, I know Lomachenko will beat all them boys easily. Easily.
Yeah, you can make the case that you started this whole movement, this youth movement now, despite you being
I believe
25
in
now.
myself, man. Look, I believe in myself to the fullest. I believe in myself that part. Look, I'll take another $1 million and beat these boys if I have to. Because I'm not even focused on my boxing no more, man. I'm focused on the big prize. I'm focused on the products. I'm focused on these billion-dollar companies. I'm focused on Disney. That's my goal. Fuck all these guys. They don't know shit about boxing.
Pushing that Bud Light. All right, man. Teofimo, I love catching up with you, man. I can't wait to see you back in the ring on Saturday night. The take back. This is going to be big.
Take back, the takeover. We've been over here. We've been doing this. And I know everybody, whether they hate me, whether they like me, you all going to watch me. I mean, there's no other entertainer out there that's going to talk their shit and back it up like me.
I do a backflip, too, when you win. I want to see that. That's the icing. It's the cherry on top. All right, Teofimo. Good times, bro. I'll see you soon, man.